Just so y'all know, I faded Harden today. I think I faded Harden in maybe all my lineups. Maybe played him in one. I had no confidence in him. I knew Bam was gonna show out. I expect Ayton to show out. I expect Booker to show out. I thought Maxey would be a little bit better. James Harden is a goofball. James Harden is in a position that he's in right now because he doesn't love basketball. James Harden loves strip clubs. James Harden loves strippers. James Harden loves to hang out and party and not continue to prepare for intense basketball or intense playoff basketball. James Harden doesn't give two shits about any of that. Listen, it's his preference. He can do whatever he wants, but when people were trying to say, he's an all-time great and all this no, he's not. He had a couple good seasons. Of course, if you hold the ball all game, you're going to score a lot and get a lot of assists. You have the ball in your hands the whole game. James Harden, I've been watching basketball a long time. James Harden is an embarrassment. And, if you're a newer basketball fan, this might be going over your head, and I'm not trying to be cute or nothing like that. I'm saying he's an embarrassment to his craft because he could have been a lot better for a longer period of time. That's what I'm trying to say. Like Shaq. Shaq was dominant for like 4 years. Then Shaq was just overweight and useless. So it's just a lot of people thought he was going to do something tonight, and I knew he wasn't. He doesn't have it in him. He's washed. I don't really like using that word washed because it's like, disrespectful, but he doesn't have it anymore. He's like 33 years old, 34 years old, or 32, whatever it is he is. He doesn't have it anymore. How you don't have it anymore? Chris Paul has it. LeBron has it. A lot of other players have it in their older ages. Just like 33. Butler wasn't even that good tonight. He had 15 points. Philly's done. Embiid is not going to be able to be responsible for 4 wins in 5 games against the Miami Heat. Philly's done. Doc Rivers is another goofball. You got us hanging on to the edge of our seats, wondering who you're going to play, who you're going to start. You start DeAndre Jordan and play him 4 minutes. Then you play Paul Reed and he gets like 19 fouls in 2 seconds. Then you put in Paul Millsap. Listen, you know what? It might be our best bet to not play any more Philadelphia 76ers for the rest of this slate. Because it just spells a doomsday. I knew something stupid was going to happen. I knew it. Philadelphia was good value. Philadelphia was great value. That's why most of us had it. But if the team's going to be that lousy, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. Doc Rivers, James Harden, donkeys of the night. I don't even blame DeAndre Jordan. He know he's washed. He's getting bounced around all over the league. You hear him complaining? He's happy to have a job. He know he's washed. Doc Rivers, James Harden, donkeys of the night. I think I'm ready to start the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DFS experience for Tuesday, May 3rd. 2-game slate, NBA playoffs. Always expect the unexpected. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm pretty riled up. All this anticipation for like the Philadelphia 76ers starting lineup for what? For them to poop all over the bed. They're not even good. What do you got us anticipating, buddy? Just tell us who's starting so we can get our lineups in. Jesus Christ. Holding on to the lineups like he has a good team or something. Like he's got some secret weapon. Give me a break. Listen, we're going to start with DraftKings. We're going to start with point guard. John Morant, 10-1. Like I kept telling you guys an elite fantasy scorer. Even on bad shooting nights, he's putting up north of 50 fantasy points like it's nothing. If you didn't have him the last slate, you lost. He put up damn near 70 fantasy points. That's Luka and Giannis territory. This is the territory that Harden used to be in, but that fizzled away. Listen, John Morant is going to be an elite NBA player. He's an elite fantasy player right now for us. But John Morant is going to be a top 5 player. And he's going to be feared in the NBA. If not next year, the year after that, but he will be feared. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. Memphis ain't that talented. They don't got no all-stars on their team. They got a shooter in Desmond Bane, and he plays some defense, and he's tough. You got Dylan Brooks, who's a shooter, plays some defense, and he's tough. I don't know what Jaren Jackson is. He just fouls a lot and blocks shots. They have a useless part-time center in what's his name? Where we at? Tillman. Useless part-time center. Their full-time center is unplayable, and they're still getting wins. That's all because of John Morant. So I might be going in with John Morant naked, but I'm absolutely playing John Morant. Curry, listen, Curry might have a good game. Curry might have a bad game. Curry doesn't care to score. Curry doesn't care to rebound. Curry doesn't care to pass the ball. Curry cares about winning. He doesn't care about stats. If somebody's going off on his team, they're going to keep feeding him the ball. And between Curry, Thompson, and Poole, any one of them is liable to put up, 30, 40 regular points and 50, 60 fantasy points, and leave one out of the 3 in the cold, or even 2 out of the 3 in the cold. Because they all don't have to produce for them to win, and we've seen this every night that they played. The reason this is happening is not only because of how great the shooters are in Golden State, but it's because of the offense that they run. They run a motion offense. Everybody moves. The ball moves. Whoever's open gets the shot. And that's why you see such, variation between, Curry's fantasy points on one night to another. Same thing with Clay's. Same thing with Poole's. I'll stick to my rules. You can play 2 out of the 3. And pray to the gods that the 2 that you have are the one getting the shots and hitting the shots. Because if you pay up for one of these shooters and you're wrong and your guy has an off night, your whole ticket is wash. Early night. Don't let the bed bugs bite. So let's continue. I like Holiday at 83. Middleton, he's going to have to shoulder a lot of the load on Milwaukee. We already know what Holiday is. I love him. I'm going to play him as much as I can. It's going to be very hard to play Morant and Holiday and Giannis. So you might have to try to pick Morant and Giannis, Holiday and Giannis. You may not even be able to get those, 2 out of those 3 in. So we got to really think outside the box, especially for playoff time. Jordan Poole, 6,900. People will flock to him because he's cheap. He's a good play. People are gonna game chase, so expect Poole to be very popular. And I like I said, I won't play Poole and Curry and Clay. I'll pick Poole and one other, or I'll even flip the script and play Curry and Clay because they'll be lower owned than Poole. Marcus Smart did not look good at all. I'm scared to play $6,200 for him. Scared to pay $6,200 for him, and him not being right, he does a lot for Boston, and if he's not healthy, I'm not going to play him. I need at least 38 fantasy points out of him at 6,200, and he just looked awful. How many fantasy points did he have? He didn't even finish the game. 23 fantasy points. Listen, he has a heart of gold, and listen, he's got Tiger blood in his veins, but all that ain't gonna win us no tournaments. So we need a healthy guy in our spot here. If you get a report saying Marcus Smart is feeling better and he's 95% good to play, we play him. If they're like, we don't know, oh my God, he's still questionable, will he play, he's got to test out his shoulder, I'm not going to play him. It is what it is. I'll play Melton at 3,900. He played in the first game, so at least you know he'll get an opportunity in the second game. That's all you're looking for at 3,900. As we're getting deeper into the playoffs, DFS mentality must change from the regular season. Yeah, D'Anthony Melton doesn't look like much at 3,900, but he could be the piece you need to get the lineup that you want, to get the winning lineup. So don't, if you know that they're a bench player and they're gonna get some looks, don't rule them out. If there's no Marcus Smart, Derek White looks amazing. He's not great defensively, and that might get his minutes cut down a little bit, but Derek White and Payton Pritchard will absolutely be in play. Tyus Jones is in play. If you're making many lineups, you could do one with Jones, one with Melton. Hope one of them go off. And Javon Carter, he's going to get some minutes. Not a lot, but, he should be low owned. My man Jaylen Brown played like a complete asshole on Sunday. I didn't know what he was doing. I didn't know what he was rushing for. I don't know who he was racing with. I didn't know who was chasing him on the basketball court. But as soon as he got the ball, he just started running into the defenders like he was like a moron. I like Jaylen Brown, but I don't know what was going on with him. Coach Udoko, he called a timeout. He was talking to him like, what are you doing? And I was saying the same thing, so I know I'm not going crazy. Hopefully Jaylen Brown watches some tape, take some pills, slow him down, relax him, and maybe we get the Jaylen Brown that we all, grew to love. Because if that Jaylen Brown comes out Tuesday night, Boston's done. Promise you that. Like I live in Boston, they need Jaylen Brown to play perfectly, to play smart. Jaylen Brown basketball. If they're not going to get that, they're finished. Klay Thompson, what's his problem now? Thompson, his knee hurts. Okay, well, people, oh God, Jesus Christ. All right, listen. Klay more than likely is not going to miss a playoff game, so Klay's game is not based on athleticism, so hopefully if he's clear to play and they say he's okay, he should be fine. What's Desmond Bane's problem now? Let's see. Questionable. Alright, sore back. They'll give him a shot and he'll be good to go. So don't worry about his back. Brooks, Bane, they're all fine. Either one of them could go off. Everybody might gravitate to the cheaper Brooks, $1,200 cheaper. But if you could fit Bane in your lineup, play him. Grayson Allen's in play. Connaughton's in play, absolutely. I played Gary Payton like twice in my entire life because he's always going to the locker room. I think he spends more time in the locker room than he does on the court. 23 minutes, 22 fantasy points. But you know what? A lot of times he starts. Steve Kerr doesn't bring him out after halftime. Stephen Kerr is real inconsistent with his minutes, and I don't got time for that, and neither do you guys. And Wesley Matthews is he's a better real-life basketball player than a fantasy player. He's useless to us. Wiggins absolutely, his usage absolutely went up once Draymond got ejected. You know what I mean? So You know what? Wiggins is a good player. He's going to play a lot of minutes. And if they're going to play him at power forward, he should get a few more rebounds. 1 for 5 from 3, 6 for 14 from the field, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 17 points, 28 fantasy points. At 5,700, Wiggins is in play. Grant Williams was in play. He didn't produce. He played 30 minutes, 16 fantasy points. That's bad. He's had better games. 13, 30, 16, 26, 16. He gets one more shot to redeem himself. If not, he goes on the ban list. Kyle Anderson is alright. Kyle Anderson played 19 minutes, 10 fantasy points. I wouldn't play him unless I really had to. Otto Porter got a little bit of a bump with no Draymond, but I wouldn't play Porter normally. Power forward. Giannis. You know, the thing with Giannis, this is the thing with Giannis. It's about time we had a conversation about Giannis. I started watching basketball in 93. It had to be the 92-93 season. Watching Jordan made me fall in love with basketball. Jordan was dominant, and Jordan impacted the game. The next impactful player that I seen was Shaq. Shaq was dominant, and he impacted the game. After Shaq, while everybody wanted it to be Vince Carter, he was soft. Then came a man named LeBron James. He was dominant, and he impacted the game. The next player that I've seen since LeBron to impact the game is Giannis. Giannis is 6'11", 240 pounds, something like that. He has a centered body. He plays power forward. He plays on the outside. He's not a sexy wing player. He's not Jason Tatum on the wing offensively. And that's why people don't like to give him his flowers. Giannis gets it done. Giannis is you can't guard him. You can't double him. He's learning how to pass, how to double teams and triple teams. He's an A+ rebounder, offensive and defensively. He's an A+ defender. He gets everybody involved. Giannis is the best player in the NBA, and Giannis is dominant right now. Giannis will be locked in on every slate for the rest of my life, and that's just how it has to be. Because Giannis had an okay game, and Giannis put up 64 fantasy points. My man shot 9 for 25 and put up 64 fantasy points. 13 rebounds, 12 assists, 2 blocks. And he was in foul trouble. Let that sink in. Giannis is the best player in the NBA, and Giannis should be. And I know some people battled with the question: Jokic or Giannis. We saw what Jokic's gaudy numbers got him. A first round exit out of the playoffs. We see what Giannis's gaudy numbers got him. MVP, Finals MVP, championship. He's going to win another championship this year. Giannis is the best player in the NBA. Giannis is dominant. Giannis impacts the game. I'm locking in Giannis every slate, and that's that. Tatum is his own worst enemy. Tatum can get any shot he wants. He loves taking step back threes, contested threes. So once he learns how to, not take so many threes, he'll be a top 5 player. Right now he's maybe top 10. And since we're, breaking down these players, Tatum reminds me of Kobe. As far as the offensive package, there's nothing they can't do. One-on-one, they're unguardable. They have, you see a new move every game, and that's what Kobe did. Kobe had a new move every game. Kobe always had new moves, new things, always working on his craft. Just like Tatum. Tatum gets better expeditiously. Now Tatum is playing defense. Now he's a above average defender, maybe a really good defender. So he reminds me a lot of Kobe. Um, Tatum is a tier below Giannis, and you should have him in some lineups. Draymond does not give a shit about your parlays, your fantasy lineups, nothing. You know why? Because he just gets himself tossed out of every game. That's a liability. I'll be substituting my Draymond Green shares with Bobby Portis, who's come to play in the playoffs. So Bobby Portis is absolutely in play. Jaren Jackson had a great game. I'm not sure if he's going to follow it up again, but he is in play. I prefer Brandon Clark, who is very reliable. Al Horford was amazing for what the game was. I'll have a lot of Al Horford in my lineups. And if you need value, maybe you could throw in Kuminga. I'm still not 100% confident in him though. Center only. Bobby Williams' price went down. He's not on a minutes limit. He was a little shaken up. You know, he got hit in his jingle bells, so he was a little bit incapacitated for the rest of the game. But you know, that's basketball. But I'm going right back to Bobby Williams. Brook Lopez played very well, and I'll be going to him too. Maybe do a double center DraftKings lineup. As a matter of fact, it's lineup time, so we'll see. Let's get 5 guys. I know it's a 2-game slate. This video is running a little bit long. I'm sorry. I just had to get some things out off my chest. Alright, so definitely. Alright, hold on. We're doing Giannis. We're doing Bobby Williams. Let me go to Brandon Clark. Alright, so let's do Brandon Clark here. And where does that leave me at? I got 1, 2, 3. Josh 10-1. Drew Holiday is 8-3. Can I get him? Alright, not so bad. And then let's take Brooks for value maybe. I do like Wiggins. Wiggins at power forward. I'm saying he's slotted at small forward, but on the team he'd be playing power forward because you'll have Curry, Poole, backcourt, Clay, small forward, Wiggins, power forward, and then Draymond will be center. So I like Holiday, I like Wiggins, I like Giannis, I like Bobby Williams, I like Brandon Clark, and you could swap Brandon Clark out for Brook Lopez in utility if you like. So that's 5 guys that I like. This is one way to go as far as the build. Listen, if you're new here, sorry that this video is so long. You know, forgive me. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, thumbs up, all that good stuff. And it's the beginning of the month, so you know it's Patreon time. If you're new, you don't know what it's about, quick 30 seconds, what it is. If you don't have time to watch these games, break down these games, wait for injury news, see who's playing, who's not playing, who's starting, who's not starting. Basically, I do all the work. I build lineups, wait for all the information, build updated lineups, optimal lineups, send them out right before lock, and basically take all the work out of your lap. So if you're interested in something like that, Patreon is linked in the description, and that's about that. That's all about that. Let's jump to FanDuel, which should be a little bit easier with the pricing. We're starting at point guard. Josh 10-4. Of course, Curry's alright. Holiday looks good. Poole a little bit more pricier than DraftKings, but he's fine, 72. Marcus Smart, 63 if he's healthy. Melton's a little bit priced up. Love him on DraftKings even more now. Derek White, if there's no Smart. Tyus Jones, Payton Pritchard for value. Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is fine once he gets his head out of his ass, like I said. Klay Thompson, if he's healthy. Desmond Bane, if he's healthy, which he should be. Dylan Brooks looks amazing at 5K. Grayson Allen looks good. No Gary Payton for me. Small forward. My boy Giannis, Tatum, they both look great. Connaughton is in play. And, you know, if you're playing a lot of lineups, you could take a shot on Porter and Kyle Anderson. Power forward. Jaren Jackson, price went up. He's not worth 7K, but whatever. Maybe a few shares of Draymond Green because, you know, he's unreliable as far as availability. Portis looks great. Brandon Clark looks great. Horford looks underpriced. Bobby Williams is absolutely underpriced. Grant Williams gets one more shot with me. Kevin Looney, Xavier Tillman, they're window dressing. And at center, we're just doing Brook Lopez. Wow. Okay. Brook Lopez, now that I think about it more, and after watching the first game, I think that he's going to be very crucial to them shutting down Boston because they have a lot of these guys that like running, going to the rim. So I think that Brook Lopez is actually underpriced for what he could do. And one of these games, he's gonna have like a 4 or 5 block game. All right, let's get 5 guys and let's get out of here. So I'm gonna start with Giannis. He's actually too cheap. Center. Center, Al Horford. Listen, they're going to need Bobby Williams and Al Horford. They're going to need them both. Where are we? So we got Giannis. Let's do Ja. Ja is just too good right now. Shooting guard. I got 10K. Let's see if I can get in Drew. What are we at? 4,800. And then I'll just pop in Brooks. He's way too cheap. So we're doing Morant, Holiday, Dylan Brooks, Giannis, and Al Horford. Now these are just 5 guys that stand out to me. Are 5 of my favorite plays. I like a few more, but the reason I'm explaining that is because I don't want you to, I don't want you to copy these and then try to make a lineup out of it. Can't find the right value and then get mad at me. So I'm explaining that these are just 5 guys that I like. And if I was gonna make a lineup out of this, I'd probably take out Holiday and go a little bit more mid-range to make it more balanced. I'm trying to be as honest with you as possible, and I don't want nobody to go out there and not listen to the video, copy the lineup, put the wrong value in, lose their money, then get mad at me. Because some people, they used to do that in the beginning. So if you watch the video, it all makes sense. If you don't watch the video, it may not make sense. Oh well. But listen, thank you for your time. I don't know how it happened to make a two game slate, a 30-minute video. I apologize again. And listen, I hope you played Devin Booker. He's tearing up Dallas in the first quarter. But that's neither here nor there. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Have a good night. And I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.